Today on MTG Unpacked, we're taking a look at the first of the Commander 2018 decks. This is Exquisite Invention with Saheeli the Gifted. So the theme this year, they're going for Planeswalker Commanders. So you'll see there are a whole bunch of different Planeswalkers who are heading up the deck. So let's take a look here. We have Join the Fray, choose your commander, carve your path to victory in this unique multiplayer magic format. Calling on powerful planeswalkers. There we go. So we get a couple of different... Oh, these are just example cards. So Saheeli Rai is a brilliant inventor who specializes in creating lifelike animated constructs as beautiful as they are deadly. Her dazzling intellect and mastery over metal make her a formidable adversary. So you get a deck box, 100 card deck with 17 new cards, 10 double-sided token cards, and also the oversized cards, strategy insert and reference card. So let's get stuck into this and see what this deck is all about. This is a blue-red deck in the Is It colours. So you may have noticed the Planeswalkers here. We have blue and red, Chandra and Jace. So let's put them aside. Here's the deck box. Let's pop out Saheeli here, one of these cool oversized commander cards. These are always fun. Massive foil card. So this is Saheeli the Gifted, I believe from either Kaladesh or Aether Revolt. Legendary Planeswalker Saheeli. +1 is create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. Her other +1 is the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast for each artifact you control as you cast it. And the ultimate -7 for each artifact you control. Create a token that's a copy of it. Those tokens gain haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. And you'll notice the notation at the bottom here. Saheeli the Gifted can be your commander. So you need that there if you want to use these as your commanders. And this is a 4 loyalty commander for 4 mana. Obviously the blue and red there. Very cool. So let's pop this open, see what we get in here. This big fold out. So it's talking about playing the deck. We're talking about artifacts, inventions, and so forth. So you can freeze frame that. We've got some secondary commanders as well. We'll take a look at those soon. And what else? Commander rules. So it's a multiplayer format if you're not familiar with it. Again, a little bit about the rules there. It's sort of a crazy game because anything goes just about. You can also have infinite combos and other craziness. A couple of ads. And on the back we have some information about Saheeli, Tornos, Varchild, and Bruderclad. So a whole bunch of legendaries there. And what else do we get in here? Nothing much. Alright. So let's crack this open if I can figure out how. Like so. Okay. So we're going to split this deck up here. They usually group the lands together, although sometimes they mix things. So this looks like a whole stack of lands. We'll put those aside for the time being. And okay, we also have tokens. We'll do those towards the end as well. Okay, we'll cut the deck and let's take a closer look. So here is the regular size Saheeli. So that's a mythic planeswalker. That's the main one you'll want to use. And here's another one. So secondary commander, Brudiclad Telchor, or Telcor, probably Telcor Engineer. He's a 4/4 for 6 mana legendary artifact creature artificer. Also a mythic. Creature tokens you control have haste. Seems pretty good. So you can get them attacking as soon as they are created. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 2/1 blue mere artifact creature token. Then you may choose a token you control. If you do, each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. So I think you could get some tribal synergies going there depending on what the token is you're choosing. And again, this one's foil as well. Pretty cool. Next up we have Tornos Urza's Apprentice. Legendary creature, human artificer again. So 1/3 for 2 mana with haste. You can pay an island, a mountain tap, and you can copy target activated or triggered ability you control from an artifact source. You may choose new targets for the copy. And a little note here, mana abilities can't be targeted. And you'll notice they have the new legendary border on these. That started, I think it was around Dominaria, so fairly recent. Okay, then we move on. We have a Loyal Drake, Loyal Apprentice, Geode Golem, Ethereum Sculptor, Into the Royal, Reverse Engineer, Thirst for Knowledge, Tidings. And I'm just going through the commons and uncommons here. Not going to really say much about them, just give you a bit of a look at them. If you want to read more, you can pause the video. And we'll take a little bit more of a look at the rares and mythics. So we get a Whirler Rogue, Thopter Engineer, Maverick Thopterist. And a lot of this stuff is based on the themes that came about in Kaladesh and Aether Revolt. Artifacts have also been a thing in Magic's past before. If you know more about when artifacts were a big thing in the game, leave a note in the comments. It's a bit before my time. Okay, Chief of the Foundry, Commander's Sphere. That one's pretty decent. Dreamstone Hedron, Hedron Archive, Izzet Signet, Magnifying Glass, Mindstone, Pilgrim's Eye, Prismatic Lens, Scrabbling Claws. Looks like some old school artwork there. It's pretty cool. And how could we forget? You must have a Soul Ring. Because they're very versatile, they give you extra mana. No commander deck would be complete without one. Leave a note in the comments if you are aware of commander decks or you've used one without a Soul Ring. Next up we have Swiftfoot Boots. That's also pretty good. Give your creatures hexproof and haste. Unstable Obelisk. Vessel of Endless Rest. Worn Power Stone. And a random island just thrown in there. So we'll chuck that over in the pile here. Not sure why they do that. Sometimes the sorting is a little off. Okay, let us continue. This one is a rare. So this is Echo Storm Sorcery for 5 mana. When you cast a spell, copy it for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. So the command zone is where your commander typically resides. Then you can cast them, bring them onto the battlefield. If they get killed, you can either put them in the graveyard or back in the command zone, but there's a thing called the commander tax where it costs a little bit more each time to bring them back. And so this one you may choose new targets for the copies. So when you're casting this, you can copy it. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact. Alright. Next up we have a Vedalken Humiliator. So that is a Vedalken Wizard apparently. 3/4 for 4 mana with Metalcraft. So what is the deal with this? Whenever Vedalken Humiliator attacks, if you control 3 or more artifacts, creatures your opponents control lose all abilities and have base power and toughness 1/1 until end of turn. That's pretty good. pretty much turns those creatures into pretty useless things. Next up we have Enchanter's Bane. This is an enchantment for 2 at the beginning of your end step. Target enchantment deals damage equal to its converted mana cost to its controller unless that player sacrifices it. So that is pretty fun. Saheeli's Directive. So it looks like she's controlling some of these artifact creatures. So this one is a sorcery for X and 3 mountains. Has Improvise. So each artifact you tap after you're done activating mana abilities pays for 1. Reveal the top X cards of your library. You may put any number of artifact cards with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield, and put all the ones revealed that way that weren't put onto the battlefield into your graveyard. Treasure Nabber, here we go. Here's a goblin. I was going to say looked a bit like a gremlin with those massive ears there. And what is he holding? Is that a soul ring perchance? So this guy, Goblin Rogue, 3/2 for 3 mana. Whenever an opponent taps an artifact for mana, gain control of that artifact until end of your next turn. That's a fun one. Varchild, Betrayer of Kildor, 3/3 for 3 mana. Bit of micro printing here. Legendary creature, Human Knight. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player creates that many 1/1 red survivor creature tokens. Oh, this one's a fun one. Survivors your opponent's control can't block and they can't attack you or a planeswalker you control. When Varchild leaves the battlefield, gain control of all survivors. That is very interesting. That would make for some fun games. Next up we have an Ancient Stone Idol. 12 for 10 mana. Whoa. Flash. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each attacking creature and has trample. And when it dies, create a 6/12 colors construct artifact creature token with trample. Next up we have a Coveted Jewel. So drawing 3 cards, add 3 mana of 1 color, and again, whenever 1 or more creatures an opponent controls attacks you and aren't blocked, that player draws 3 cards and gains control of Coveted Jewel. Endless Atlas. So an artifact for 2. This is some card draw here if you've got enough lands. Retrofitter Foundry. So you can untap it. For 3, you can pay 2 and tap, create a 1/1 color servo artifact creature token. This is another fun one. Or pay 1 and tap, sack a servo, create a 1/1 color Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Or tap, sack a Thopter and create a 4/4 color construct artifact creature token. So it's like the nesting doll effect there. Pretty cool. Ooh, here's a Mythic Soul of New Phyrexia, which incidentally we're opening packs of New Phyrexia in the series coming up soon. We've already opened some previously, so go back, check that out if you haven't already. This guy is a 6/6 for 6 mana artifact creature avatar with trample. Pay 5, permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn, and you can pay 5, exile it from your graveyard, and the permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Aethergale. So this is a sorcery, returning non-land permanents to owner's hands. Inkwell Leviathan, 7/11 for 9 mana. Trample, Island Walk, and Shroud. And we've got quite a few rares here, so I'm going to speed things up. So Saheeli's Artistry, sorcery for 6. Sharding Sphinx. Always fun to get a look at these weird sphinxes. Thopter Spy Network, enchantment for 4. Blasphemous Act. Chaos Warp. Hellkite Igniter. Magma Quake, Blinkmoth Urn, So what is the deal with this? At the beginning of each player's pre-combat main phase, if Blinkmoth Urn is untapped, that player adds colorless mana for each artifact they control. Seems decent. Bosch Iron Golem. I think we came across him in the Commander Anthology 2 the other day. Darksteel Juggernaut, that looks pretty cool. Indestructible Star, holy cow. Duplicant. Mimic Vat. Mirrorworks. Mere Battlesphere, that thing is pretty cool. A mere construct made of mirrors, obviously. Prototype Portal. Psychosis Crawler. Scuttling Doom Engine. What is this? A 6/6 for 6 mana. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. And when it dies, it deals 6 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Okay, we get a Steel Hellkite Dragon. Thopter Assembly. Unwinding Clock. And that is pretty much the bulk of the deck there. Then we'll go through the tokens here. So we get some Mere tokens, or just one of those. Survivors, we saw that earlier, 1, 2, 3 of those. Thopter, 1, 2, 3. We get a Clue token, another Mere, just sort of random order, a couple more Meres. And then a whole stack of islands and mountains, and I think we've also got some non-basic lands in here, so we'll take a look at those momentarily. So this looks like a roughly 50-50 split here, give or take a few. Alright, and then we'll take a look at the non-basic lands. So we get a Forge of Heroes, so this will give you colorless mana, because sometimes you need some mana fixing, you don't necessarily have the colors you want, so that can be helpful, especially with the more colors in your commander. We get a Buried Ruin, Command Tower, and you'll notice some of these if you saw the Commander Anthology 2 videos the other day. Some of these will be familiar. This one's good because you can tap it. Add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity. Darksteel Citadel. Foundry of the Consoles. Great Furnace. So that one's just giving you some more mountains. Highland Lake. Is it Boilerworks? So these you're getting blue or red. Is it Guildgate? Seat of the Synod. So this is an artifact land, that's interesting. Swiftwater Cliffs. And what is this? Oh, here you can learn about the popular Magic formats. Standard, Booster Draft, and Commander. Alright. So I don't believe they were saying there was supposed to be a strategy insert and reference card. Maybe that was the, well, I didn't see a strategy insert. Alright, so that is curious. I think we just had this pamphlet thing here. Alright, so that is Commander Exquisite Invention. This is the 2018 deck starring Saheeli the Gifted. I think this will probably be one of the more popular decks, although in my opinion I reckon the Dragons last year can't be beat. I'm a big fan of red, so really enjoy the Dragon deck, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering unboxings, and be sure to tap the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released. And over the next couple of days we're going to work our way through these other Commander decks, take a real good look at them. So I hope you'll stick around for that. Thanks for watching and have a great day.